Hello, vinyl community. Daryl, the Northern Vinyl Guy, coming at you with a contest entry video. And this is going to be for Attack from Downunda and Keith. So he's had this contest entry video in, I think, for about a month and a half now. So I'm hoping that I get this in on time. It consists of 4 different questions. And basically, once you do that, you just verify that you've made a video, ensure that you are subscribed to his channel, and as I am creating a video as a content creator, I get 2 entries into his contest as a result of this. So without further ado, here we go. The 4 questions in order are as follows. Show an album that has a phobia that you have. Well, this is going to be kind of a 3-for-1, or almost a 4-for-1, I guess, if you want to consider it 4-for-1. But I do have the album, The Best of Faces, Snakes and Ladders. Now, I know it doesn't have a picture of a snake or a ladder, but ultimately, this kind of sums up 2 fears that I have. I can kind of go into some stories about how these fears work. But also, one of the tracks on this album is the 6th track on side 1. I don't know if you'll be able to see it there, but it's called Pineapple and the Monkey. So Pineapple and the Monkey. Well, I can tell you as well, I am terrified of monkeys. I don't like them. And the other thing is it's not really a phobia or a fear. I just don't like pineapple on pizza. So let me know in the comments down below, how many of you like pineapple on pizza? Do you think it is wrong? I think it's wrong. My wife would tend to disagree, but yeah, pineapple does not go on pizza in my opinion. So here we go. Snakes. I am terrified of snakes. When I was younger, we went to Drumheller, Alberta, and we were at a museum there. I can't remember, like a reptile museum. And one of the workers came by and plopped a snake on my shoulders, even though my mom told them not to. And ultimately, really what it boils down to is my mom pretty much had to carry me out of the reptile museum because I froze and I could not move. And to this day, I mean, if I see a snake in a snake tank or something like that, I'm okay with it. But my kids got to see or hear and got a good laugh a couple summers ago while I was camping. And a snake crawled across the trail and I shrieked like a big baby. So yes, I don't like snakes. As for ladders, I'm not scared of ladders themselves, but I will not climb ladders because I have a insistent fear of heights, specifically when it comes to not enclosed heights. I can do planes and stuff like that. However, I was working at a gold mine one summer and I was painting some propane lines. I was on an extension ladder and a big gust of wind hit and I almost fell off the ladder altogether. I was in my early 20s, so I wasn't scared of heights for the longest time, but then just being, almost thrown off a ladder doesn't help matter. So I don't like going up ladders. If you give me a step ladder, I actually will shake if I'm on the top rung of a step ladder. So don't like those. And then the monkey part. Well, I just don't like monkeys. Ever since the movie Outbreak, if you've seen the movie Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman in it from the 1990s, I don't know. There's just something about that movie and monkeys. I just don't like them. If I see them at a zoo, I just avoid that part of the zoo altogether almost. I just don't like monkeys. So, yes, Faces, Snakes and Ladders. The music of Faces, though, is fantastic. If you have a chance to listen to that album, Greatest Hits, give it a go. Yeah, there we go. Snakes and Ladders. All right, question number 2 is a 2-part question. So question A is an album that makes you think of winter, and B would be an album that makes you think of summer. Well, many of you know that I have like 4 or 5, well, 5 or 6 actually, maybe even more, records from bands from Greenland in my collection, I should say. And one of them is called Nanook, and this is an album called Illiciniate. But no, when I think of winter, I think of Greenland, I think of Scandinavia, I think of Iceland, I think of northern Canada. That makes me think of winter, and just the background on this album with the frozen mountain in the background is very winter-like. And then on the back side is really cool art, very similar with the frozen. I don't want to call it tundra, but it could very well be tundra in the background. As you will notice, all of the tracks, at least on this album, are in Greenlandic language, and these bands, most of the ones that I have in my collection from there, all sing in Greenlandic. So very neat. Nanook, straight out of, I think it's Nook in Greenland. All right, and then an album that makes me think of summer. Well, this was an easy one. I think of yacht rock when I think of summer, and Seals and Crofts' Summer Breeze. Very cool, calm, chill music. I could have picked Christopher Cross. I could have picked any of those yacht rock bands, but I went with Seals and Crofts just because the summer theme is Summer Breeze. So very smooth, cool music. All right, question 3 was a weird soundtrack album. Well, I just got this soundtrack album when I was, as many of you know, went through an old radio station here in the town that I live in. I haven't listened to this album, but I did pick it up, and it's just a strange cover in general. I've never seen this movie. I don't even know what the movie is about, but if I'm going to show a strange soundtrack album, I might as well go with Shock Treatment. It's a pretty creepy cover on there. I don't know if it's like a mad scientist or whatever it is, but that's just a creepy soundtrack cover. So yeah, the short and sweet of this one, I don't know any of the tracks on it. I think the tracks that are on here are specific to the movie itself. I'm not seeing any big name bands or musicians that are in here, but yeah, there you can see the mad scientist there, right from a clip from the movie, and other scenes from the movie, I would think. So kind of a weird album cover, creepy. Yeah, that's a strange soundtrack album, I would think. And then last but not least, a favorite record store. Well, as I live in a pretty remote location, I don't get out to too many record stores, but a few years ago when I was visiting my mom and brother in London, Ontario, I did go to a record store called Speed City Records, and the question does ask to show some of the things that you bought there. Well, I still have the stickers on this from when I bought it. So I did buy Bryan Adams' Reckless album. This is the one that has Summer of '69, One Night Love Affair, Heaven, Somebody, Run to You, and more. So pretty much his most famous album, Reckless, and that's on the Bryan Adams Reckless label there. And I also bought, while I was there, I bought a Madonna album, and this one is on the Sire Records, and as you can see, the sticker is there, Speed City Records, in London, Ontario. So I don't think I mentioned it, but it is a place called Speed City Records out of London, Ontario. Madonna's Like a Virgin, of course, one of her most famous albums with Material Girl, Like a Virgin, Over and Over, and trying to remember what's on the B side. Dress You Up is on the B side. So at least 5 singles on this from Madonna. And like I said, on Sire Records. As an honorable mention, I just came back from Spain, and I will mention that there was a record store that I did go to called Naima Records in Madrid. This is an honorable mention to them. I'll leave a logo up here. But if you have a chance to go to that record shop while you are in Madrid, the owner and the shop workers were really cool while I was there, so check them out if you do get a chance. So other than that, this is my contest entry for Keith at Attack Downunda. If you have not checked out his channel, do so. I'll leave a link down below. Really cool guy. Actually, not from... Yeah, and he's not from Australia. I keep thinking he's from Australia. He's from New Zealand. So, once again, check him out. Cool guy. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't. And until next time, take care, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye now.